Hey yo, how's it going everyone, and welcome back to some more Satisfactory, where today we're just going to get right into things. I am going to go ahead and unlock railway signaling because we have computers automated now.
Milestone reached. Train signals placed on train rails can control and improve train behavior. This helps to avoid events where multiple trains attempt to occupy the same physical location. For information related to earlier train events, please refer to your employee non-disclosure agreement.
Alright, so I didn't remember these guys costing a computer each, but that's alright, we got them automated now and everything, so we're all good there. The last two things we have to unlock are just Pipeline Engineering Mark II and the Blueprints Mark II, which both just take some heavy modular frames. And that's the only thing we haven't automated yet. Everything else we have automated. So, we'll get back to working on decorating the electronics factory over there in a minute. Right now, I want to go do a bit more exploring because I went and hooked up some geothermal generators to the geysers right there, and there was one up there that I went and did. And on my way up there, I saw two Mercer spheres that I haven't gotten up there that are free to get. And also, last episode, when I placed down that radar tower, let's see if it still shows up this time. Yeah, whoa, 5 Sommer sloops, 6 Mercer spheres, 36, 400, really? From where? Oh, to there. Oh, look at that, I forgot, it unlocks the map too. Anyway, when I was over here, it said there was 1 Sommer sloop that I hadn't collected somewhere within this radius. So, I want to collect that. I want to collect all this stuff now, and especially now that we have Nobelisks and all that we can use. Definitely want to do that. So I'm gonna take a radar tower with me, and if I was to destroy this power augmenter for the loops to take it with me, how bad is that gonna be for the power grid? It crashed it. Oh no, this one shows up as 0. This one, okay, that's really close. I don't like, oh wait, are we gonna go back up soon, or are we still going down? Okay, we're going back up. I don't like how close that gets, but we're still above max consumption, and our our max consumption and our regular consumption is still significantly below. So I think we'll be fine if I just yoink this and take it with me. We got all that, and also I crafted up a ton of homing rifle ammo. I now have 14,012. Why does it say in 12? Huh. Anyway, I have a lot of homing rifle ammo, so I can use that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get those 2 Mercer spheres up there. I'm gonna get the Sommer sloop that was over there, and then I'm gonna explore. Let's see, what would be fun to explore? Maybe this area. Maybe I'll check out this area, and I guess, let's see, is this the Titan Forest? I think this is the Titan Forest, not this. Maybe I'll check out this area, and maybe I'll go into 00 and see if I can figure out, see if that's accessible or not. I doubt it is, but it's worth a shot. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and I'll show y'all all the voice lines that happened, if there's any. Ooh, there's a fix-it tape over here. What is this? Songs of Conquest. Huh. Okay, well, I ended up exploring for a very long time. I think it's probably like close to 6 hours or something. I don't know. Quite a few days. I just spent an hour or 2 before I went to bed just kind of exploring the map. And I ended up exploring pretty much this entire part of the map. The blue crater, the grass fields, and this sort of edge of the pink forest. I forgot that that's what this was, so I didn't actually explore it, although I did check out this area. And then this biome that's, I guess, technically part of the grass fields, although not really. I don't know what the name of it is exactly. But pretty much this whole area here, I got all of the Sommer sloops and Mercer spheres from it, and most of the power slugs, but I didn't get all of them. So in the end, we ended up with power slugs. We ended up with 45, 92, and 43. I had some before exploring that I've just been holding in the depot, but most of these were from exploring. And then with Mercer spheres and Sommer sloops, I now have 45 Sommer sloops. Technically, I think I gathered closer to 30 because I brought 10 with me from that power augmenter, and I had 3 or 4, maybe even 5 beforehand. And then Mercer spheres, I think I had like 10 or 15, maybe even 20. Anyway, close to like 50 Mercer spheres. There was a ton. And I now have enough Mercer Spheres to completely upgrade the Dimensional Depot entirely. I just have to make a ton of SAM Fluctuators. But before we do that, I want to place back this Power Augmenter and place down a couple more, because we can do that now. Okay. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, we now have 5 Power Augmenters placed. And we have a ton of extra power now, 6,000 boost. And so now we got all this extra power that we can use until we can make a turbo fuel setup, I think is what I want to do as the next major power plant. But now I got to work on getting some of the SAM fluctuators because I don't have very many of them. So we can upgrade the Dimensional Depot completely, which is gonna be expensive, but I can get that for now. Oh, look at that, an entire stack of Mercer Spheres. That's awesome.
Dimensional upload speed increased. The dimensional shift now no longer cares how complex the components of the original part are,
That's
and will
fast.
save each part as a single collection of particles that can be instanced easily.
Group shift the body core flow cycle song of the 5-layered shallow state.
I'm working on it, but are you saying there is another layer? Is it a sensor limitation?
Deepen.
Helpful.
So that voice line reminded me, there was 0 new voice lines from collecting any Mercer Spheres or Summer Swoops. There was nothing the whole time. I didn't get anything new. I can even go down here and look at the end. I did get a bunch of little thingies about the hard drives when I was collecting those. Where'd it go? Strange communication number 27, final. There was no more after this one. So it looks like they're done talking there, but they're not done talking on here, which is strange. So I have no idea what is going on with that. So now I'm just gonna handcraft up. It might take a while, but I kind of want to just handcraft them up, to be honest. Okay, so I got everything handcrafted up, and also I would like to say, I would have recorded more stuff, from the exploration and everything, but after I found out that there really was no more voice lines, I figured it wouldn't be all that interesting. It would just be me holding down E collecting artifacts for like 20 minutes. So I decided not to record anything, but we have all of the fluctuators that we need now to unlock the last 2 upgrades for the Dimensional Depot.
Dimensional expansion finalized to 500%. Despite further efforts, parts could not be broken down further than their elementary particles, nor could the storage become more dense without the particles spontaneously reacting with one another and losing their deconfined state. Yet somehow more matter can now be stored in the same dimension.
We sang our growth song because we like your shallow efforts. Up and down are a shallow illusion. Up and down disappear in the deep.
That is very thoughtful, I think. I appreciate the attempts at sharing scientific knowledge, however perhaps we should wait until we have a more optimal way of exchanging data.
Last one, here we go. 240 items per minute.
Dimensional upload speed increased. Every particle now has encoded potential reconstruction memory for when any part using that particle is recalled, enabling instancing on the fundamental particle level.
You group shifted the body core flow cycle song of the 6th layer. Harmonious. Your cycle songs will only deepen the layers.
I'm always working on myself. The time will come.
Okay, also we now have 14 more coupons, which I was kind of thinking there would be more, but it's exponential coupon point growth, so I'm not surprised. But if we look at coupons here, I have 153 already, so now we have 167. I can buy the Cyber Wagon, and I don't think there's anything else that I have to... Oh, right. Mark III power outlets. I don't think there's anything else that I have left to buy in the awesome shop besides the trophies now. Yeah, that's the last thing. It was just these 2. So we'll go ahead and grab these 2 and check out the Cyber Wagon.
Cyber Wagon unlocked. While creating this, I did not cheat with the width, height, or length. I was able to achieve great capability within the same dimensions and same weight as a normal wagon. Part of this is the fundamental design change. I moved the mast to the outside of the truck. You'll love riding around in this thing.
It's got cracks in the windows. All right. Oh, there's the no refunds achievement. Oh, it literally just doesn't work on foundations. Am I still... Yep, I'm still sitting underneath it down there. I literally cannot drive it on flat surfaces. I didn't think it was that bad. Hold up. Is it even possible to drive it anymore? No. I don't think it's... I don't know if it's possible to drive it anymore at all. Oh, there it goes. So it has to be on a hill in order to drive it. Otherwise, it just won't work. Okay. We still have 142 tickets left, so we can grab a statue. We'll just start with this one. Actually, we can get both of these. I'm actually close to getting all three of those, which is pretty cool. But we'll go ahead and grab those two statues. Oh, there's two. Oh, I should have bought them one at a time in case there was other voice lines.
Congratulations on purchasing this statue. It is a truly spectacular and one-off event. If you believe you have heard this message before, please examine yourself for signs of temporal anomalies.
Okay. I think we placed... Can we place these down from our hands? Yes. Do I do that? Yes. Okay. Adequate pioneering. And then what is this? Pretty good pioneering. There we go. 2 statues of those statues down. I was going to get the silver hog, but I think I'm going to just wait till I have coupons to get satisfactory pioneering, and then I'll do all of these ones afterwards. That one's going to be fun. So there's that. I'll go ahead and throw these tickets back in here. And actually, with tickets, I bet you we can get a ton more. I have all of these remains that we can somersault and double and technically quadruple. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll see how many more coupons we can get. And on top of that, while exploring, I found a bunch of fancy stuff. We got some turbo motors, some electromagnetic control rods, which means I was able to get that drop pod that's up on that hill right there. I was able to get that because I got electromagnetic control rods for it. And then some fused modular frames, cooling systems. There was also some heavy modular frames, which I'm just going to hold on to 250 of them, full dimensional depots worth. And then I'll go ahead and sink the rest of them, because that'll take its time to go through all the coupons. And while we do that, I'm just going to set up a couple foundations over here temporarily and throw down a bunch of loops in some constructors and make as many DNA coupons or capsules, DNA capsules as I can. Okay, so we got an entire container and then some of DNA capsules from looping and doubling and all that stuff. So I just got to hook up all of these temporary awesome sinks to sink all of this stuff. Before doing anything, we already had 5 coupons made from syncing all of those extra resources from the hard drives. So I'm going to just take all of these guys and sync everything, and we'll see what we end up with. Okay, well, we just started and we're already at 32 coupons. And I barely just put them in here. So that's fun. I gotta have to balance this constantly. Alright, everything's all been sunk. Let's see how many tickets we have now. 76. That 76 coupons from DNA points. That is quite a few. I think that actually gives us enough to just unlock the final satisfactory pioneering statue, I think. 148. Oh, I think we need 150. Don't we? 2 coupons short. We're short 2 coupons. Oh, we can easily get 2 coupons, right? There's got to be something we can do to easily get 2 coupons. How close are we? We're really close to 1. We're so close. What's gonna give a lot of tickets? Oh, computers. Those will... Oh, well, I'm already sinking some, but I could sink significantly more at a time. And crystal oscillators. All right, there we go. 150 coupons. I was able to just sink some stuff from the depot as it was refilling and everything. We can now get the satisfactory pioneering statue. That means we have all 3 of these. Oh, gotta take that out. All done and good to go.
Congratulations on purchasing this statue. It is a truly spectacular and one-off event. If you believe you have heard this message before, please examine yourself for signs of temporal anomalies.
I might have heard that message before. Okay, so there we go. Now we have all 3 of the pioneering statues. Obviously, this is not where they're gonna be placed. I gotta move them somewhere else. I don't know where yet. For now, maybe I'll just set them on a podium there or expand this a little bit and make it a podium or something. Not totally sure. But now that I've destroyed everything, all the foundations that I built over here, I'm going to place them back because I'm going to somersault up all of the power slugs into power shards and everything real fast as well. All right, so I went ahead and set all these 3 statues up on little podiums. I just used the beam support for these ones and the small pillar support for the satisfactory pioneering, which Annoyingly, this has a smaller base than these two, but it's fine. I'm gonna move them later, eventually. And I went ahead and crafted up a ton of homing rifle ammo and looped up all the power shards. However, there is over 2,000 in there. And all that is because, as you can probably tell by the sound of my voice, I am getting over a cold. I got sick over this last weekend, and it was entirely like sore throat and congestion. The two things that prevent me from recording, yippee. So I had a lot of time on my hands where I couldn't record, but I wasn't about to not play Satisfactory. So, as you can see by the map, I ended up exploring the entire map and collecting every single Mercer Sphere and Sommer Sloop in the entire game, minus 3 Mercer Spheres and 2 Sommer Sloops that are encased in uranium that I cannot collect until I get a hazmat suit. And also 1 drop pod that required a superposition oscillator. So this entire map has no more Mercer Spheres or Sommer Sloops in it. Sommer Sloops, we have 51 now, and Mercer Spheres, we have 164. Quite a few. So, and the 54 Sommer Sloops also includes the 5 power augmenters that I already have. So theoretically, if I wanted to, I could get 100% power boost out of these power augmenters. However, I don't think I am going to do that because I want to leave some for looping machines, which I'm not going to do in any regular production, but for stuff like this, like doubling DNA coupons or power shards, which 2,000 power shards is insane, very helpful. So I'm thinking I might use either 70 or 80 and have 7 or 8 power augmenters, and then leave the other 20 to 33, whatever, Sommer Sloops, for throwing in machines. I doubt I'd even need that many, but I'd rather have an extra amount. And now I believe there's 106 Sommer Sloops in total. And after I went out and collected everything, I thought I didn't have every one of them, but I forgot. This takes a Sommer Sloop, and then both of these take a Sommer Sloop, so that's 3 short. I have 51, so that's 101, and then there's 106, 102, 103, 4, 5, 6 in the MAM, so that's good. So Mercer Spheres, I didn't even bother calculating it, but I'm sure I have the right amount. And 160 is more than, I don't even know if there's that many items that I need to store in the entire game. So that's great. We got all that taken care of. And the power shards, I completely got almost every single power slug, like kind of in this general area from the first time that I went. And then when I went back out, I was just using the Satisfactory map to see where all the loops and stuff were, because doing it, even though I had a lot of time on my hands, doing it by just using the object scanner and guessing, it would take way too much time. So I did use the Satisfactory map to see like where they were, and I was kind of just jumping back and forth, going from location to location, exploring and everything. Anyway, the second time that I went out and explored over the weekend, technically 3 days of the weekend, that I was sick, just going from place to place, collecting power slugs if I saw them, but I wasn't really focusing on them too much, because before I explored and came back, before I got sick, when I was going to work on other stuff, I had just under 1,000, and so we got like a whole nother 1,000 pretty much, because I had like 49, I think, purple power slugs. They were insane. Like this area and this area, actually this area I didn't get too many slugs from, but like just this area alone had like probably 20 plus power slugs in it, and then combined with the fun like rocky cliff thingies over here, a ton there too that were easy access. So very cool. Now I don't even really need to explore anymore unless I run out of power shards, but I think 2,000 is going to be more than enough to hold me over until I unlock the synthetic power shards and everything. Now we have this whole container of power shards that I'll deal with in a minute, and as well as all this rifle, homing rifle ammo and everything being sent to the depot, because I used so much of it. I mean, that container was probably full as it was crafting. I had it crafting up here as I was exploring. I mean, the container, there was probably enough to fill the whole container. I used so much homing rifle ammo, it was crazy. And I also got a ton more DNA coupons, which I threw in a sink a couple minutes ago. They're all gone now. But how many coupons do we have? Again, 59 coupons again, which is awesome. And we already had like 20 something as well from, I don't even know what it was. Oh, I think it was from sinking some extra resources that I got when gathering hard drives, which I also, thankfully, as I was exploring and everything, I was collecting all the turbo motors, cooling systems, fused modular frames, electromagnetic control rods, all that fun stuff. I was collecting them, and then the hard drives were using them, so it was free to collect. I don't know. I hope that was their intent when designing the whole exploration system and everything. That wasn't even all I did. It took me almost like the entirety of like 2 full days pretty much of exploring, just mindless grinding. I was just watching a show and mindlessly exploring the map because I did not feel good at all. But before, I was kind of like starting to feel really bad, but still wasn't in a state to record or anything, and I still had a good deal of brain function available to me to use. I went ahead and automated 10 heavy modular frames per minute way over there. This is the fastest way to it because I can just use the hypertube cannon and launch myself over here. Just a temporary building so that I have them automated, which means we now have every single item automated, I think. Pretty sure heavy modular frames was the last one. But there's 6 normal iron nodes and 3 normal limestone nodes. So I was able to use a whole ton of alternate recipes over here, and this massive, ugly conveyor belt tower. There we go. I still can't really talk right. Anyway, pretty decently sized factory automating 10 heavy modular frames per minute, which something tells me I did some math wrong and placed this something wrong because it's filled up. And yet this isn't going. Concrete? Really? The heck do we need more? The heck are we out of concrete for? We have more than enough. We should have more than enough. Why are the... I didn't connect these! Yippee! Okay. Now this should be actually automated producing as it should be. Hopefully that fixed that. I wonder how long that's been like that. That's lovely. Anyway, this is gonna be fun to destroy when I finally destroy it. I just went and used blueprints for pretty much all of this. I had already made the blueprints, but they were with Mark III belts, so I just upgraded all the blueprints to Mark IV belts and just spammed these guys everywhere. I don't even remember what alternate recipes I'm using. Let me pull open the Satisfactory calculator really fast. Obviously, I was using a ton of alternate recipes because normally heavy modular frames require steel and stuff, and this is just iron and limestone, which I was talking about earlier. I'm using the encased heavy frame alternate. Still can't really talk straight, but it takes modular frames, beams, encased beams, pipes, concrete. We can use the encased beam alternate there to get the iron pipe alternate as well, so we don't need any steel or anything. And I also found out that apparently it's more efficient to use the iron wire alternate in the constructors here to make wire and then put that wire into with iron plates for reinforced iron plate using the stitched iron plate alternate. Apparently it uses less total iron, which I'm kind of surprised by, but okay, I won't complain. It allowed me to make more heavy modular frames per minute. And then I think these are just default. Pretty much everything else is default, minus of course the encased frame. Or encased beam. No. Encased pipe. For alternate and everything. So, if you want the math, I guess I can upload the Satisfactory modeler like save file that I used for this to a Google Drive folder that I have now. I attached it to the description of the last video. It contains some of the blueprints. Somebody asked for them, so I added them on there. If you want this, I guess I can add it, but this is all temporary. I'm gonna do a automating all of the cubes once all of the cubes to automate are unlocked, which is fused modular frames and nuclear pasta, or I guess pressure conversion cubes. I'm thinking I might want to try doing those all in one build. I haven't actually ever automated pressure conversion cubes. I don't even know if I've really done fused modular frames properly before anyway. But I'm thinking I want to just do all those in one big factory, automating all the cubes at once. So, technically speaking, I could throw all the resources together and we could just advance on to phase 3. But I want to finish, it's hidden behind the iron factory. I want to finish the electronics factory first, get that finished design. So I think I am just going to set up some machines and just start ironing out all the what is it? Versatile framework, modular engines, and adaptive control units, I think. The 3 items that we need. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. Just get those ready to go so that way once we finish the electronics factory, I can just toss all the resources into the space elevator and we can just move on. Okay, so I set up a couple rows of assemblers. This guy's making our versatile framework, and then I forgot that modular engines and adaptive control units require smart plating and automated wiring. So those are making those for now. Really, this is the phase where I should be actually fully automating a real production of the parts, but it's fine. I'm not really too worried about it just yet. Obviously, phase 4. I have to. There's no way I can't. But just for now, you know, it's just running in the background with a handful of resources, just that we have it. And then once I finish the electronics factory, then I can actually worry about really producing the items that I need there and everything. But that just gets it running, so we just get a little bit of a head start while we're working on the electronics factory over here. Which back over here, I have sent the walls down to the level where they need to be, which conveniently lines up exactly with where this scaffolding thing I was doing a long time ago now stops as well, which is very interesting. That's about the height that I want. It gives me, I think, 1 or 2 foundations to work with over the top of the roof here and everything. And I was checking on the efficiency levels and everything, and in this factory, and I think everything's okay. This iron line is not moving. It seems to be moving a little more now. I think there was like one belt that was misconnected with the copper, I think. I forgot to hook something up, and so that wasn't working properly. But I'm pretty sure the crystal oscillator manufacturers and computer assembler machines were all working at 100% efficiency. So I think we're fine. And I mean, it doesn't matter. We have a full storage container computers, almost entire high-speed connectors, circuit boards, and all these other 3 items are pretty much good now. Is this one good? Yep, this one's good too. So we got more than enough resources. They're pretty much all just getting sent to a sink now, so we're good there. The exterior I'm not that worried about. I think I can figure something out. It's a lot bigger of a build than I'm used to, but I can figure it out. The interior, however, I'm gonna struggle with, I think, because like I don't know how I'm gonna get design inspiration and similar ideas from this into this big of an area with the crooked walls too and everything. That's gonna be an interesting challenge. Maybe I can turn this into one room and just have the entrance be like a small hallway that goes around or something instead of opening up into this whole big area, but it would look pretty cool. So I'm gonna just start working on scaffolding some, trying to figure out some ideas. And then we'll come back in and check back in once I have a better idea of where I want to go with everything. Okay, well, it has now been 2 or 3 weeks or something since I really recorded the last clip. At least that was in the video. I've just been super busy with real life stuff. Haven't really had too much time to play very recently. Now, I did decide to go ahead and try out some building live on camera. And I found out that it is not really my thing. It's just not the way I build. I like to kind of just put on some show or YouTube series or something and watch that as I build slowly, very slowly build. It takes me forever to build anything. I'm 155 hours into this save and not even on phase 3 yet. So it takes me a minute to do stuff. So I tried it out. It just wasn't really my thing. I wasn't really enjoying doing it all that much, and I'm making these videos because I have fun making these videos. And I didn't really have very much fun doing that, so I'm not going to do that. I forgot to turn on Lumen, so we'll do this again. I just did it. But we have this entrance area. This definitely needs more work, more detail and stuff going on. More lights over here, more stuff happening, because it's definitely a little dark. But this heads up into this production floor over here. And then we have this little hallway down here, which I haven't actually looked at this with Lumen yet myself, which leads down into the storage room area, which I'm pretty happy with the way this whole hallway and room turned out and everything. I think this looks really cool. These are a blueprint. I'll do an overview of how I made these blueprints because I did try and initially design them live on camera before I realized it's not my thing. Everything else, actually, these walls are blueprints and then these are blueprints as well. I'll explain those and everything. Everything else was just placed by hand and everything. But we have all the different resources and items. I love the purple lighting from the Dimensional Depot with Lumen on. And we have, let's see, coated concrete, floor and ceiling, a little, what is this? Catwalk intersections to just kind of break up the floor texture because then it's reflective both top and bottom the whole way across. And it looked kind of weird. Adds a new texture to the floor, which is nice. And everything going up here, we got these walls. I did the same whole thing with the industrial railings and everything gridded. And then these lights here, I just threw signs everywhere basically. I mean, I think it turned out looking pretty cool. And then over here, we have this little gateway here. While I was initially designing the room, this is sort of an angled wall. This is the exterior wall. I was like, you know, this kind of makes sense as a doorway or something rather than just a blank wall. So I opened it up and I was like, crap, it's just a rock. There's no need for a catway there. But there is this nice little gap in between the rocks here that I could use. I could turn into a walkway. I could even turn it into another entrance that snakes around this side. I think it'd be pretty cool. Obviously, I gotta make sure all of this actually gets designed how it should be and everything. But we got a little walkway out to an external catwalk and everything. And we just got signs everywhere. And then the railings, gridded railings. I tried out the modern railings as well. This line here is a little bit much, but it's just in this spot and this spot. And it works for now. And then we just got another entrance into the underground here, which, whoa. Yeah, that can't be right. That flickering. There's no way that's how this is supposed to look. There's got to be something wrong. Anyway, rest of the hallway, signs lighting the floor. These are all blueprints, which let's head over to the blueprint designer. And I'll show how I made all of the blueprints and everything. Which, once again, all of the blueprints that I'm going to be using that are new in this video are going to be in a Google Drive folder linked in the description. As well as all of the production lines and everything. Everything in here should be linked into a Google Drive folder and everything if you want to use any of them for yourself. Okay, so we'll start with the storage container. It doesn't actually contain, the blueprint doesn't contain the storage container because I already had placed them and I didn't want to rebuild them or anything. I just placed it here while I was making the frame around it and then removed it afterwards. But that's, pretty sure that's the right positioning for everything. It pretty much just frames the entire storage container. Put a bar up in the center, and then we got just enough space for the top here on the dimensional depot and everything. And then we got some angled concrete pillars connecting into the wall from the storage container, and then some angled beams on top of that, and then of course painted beams. I think they're chrome finish, pretty sure they're chrome finish, encircling the whole thing. And then I only have a sign on one side because when you tile it, then it puts the sign on every single side, and then you just add the extra sign on the one end and you're good to go. The next blueprint that I made was this little lighted wall segment thing. Unfortunately, with the blueprints, this is clipping out, so I had to go and add in all the floor signs afterwards, but it's not that big of a deal. It takes like 2 seconds to do. So we just did the whole gridded wall thing. I left these ones white instead of painting them teal for something different. And then there's a high barrier sitting up by 1 tick here. If we do that, I used vertical nudge. Actually, it's not even 1 tick. I think I might have just placed it directly on the beam. Yeah, I just placed it directly on top of the beam here. And then some angled metal beams on either side. And then I made a couple of slightly different variations to that. Yeah, so this is a slightly shorter variation. It's not 1.5 foundations wide. This one's just 1 foundation wide. It's a little bit different. I used a metal beam, and these were just placed directly onto the ground. Same thing here with the lights and then barriers up top. This one doesn't have a foundation, because I'd already had the hallway foundations ready and I just wanted to be able to place this in front of it. And then I have a very similar thing. This time we have concrete pillars. It's still 1 foundation wide. Same design with metal beam, high barrier, and using the modern railings instead. So everything from this hallway onward is pretty much all good to go, minus this little exterior catwalk thing, but that will happen later. So this is all good to go. Oh yeah, and of course the power switch with this line of lights that goes up to there. It hits directly in the center of the ceiling and everything. And also, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the look, minus the purple lighting from the dimensional depot. I kind of like the look of this room better with lumen off. I think it's a little too dark with lumen on, even with it. I'm pretty sure I have it on the brightest setting possible, and I feel like it's maybe a bit too dark. I like the look of this a little better. Anyway. Oh yeah, and then there's just these pillar designs with 2 lights on either side. This wasn't quite a full foundation because of this angled foundation. And I need to fit something in here, so that's what I did. And then, oh right, this is its own thing as well. It's just 2 small billboards vertically placed, and then beams on either side, foundation or high barriers, beam thing. Similar design. I just, with the odd length of the wall, I couldn't really do a railing thing, so I just went with that instead. Now, obviously, this main area needs a little bit more work, but I'm gonna wait to do that until I know what I'm doing on the exterior, which, as you can tell, obviously that other found scaffolding thing that I was doing no longer exists, and I think that's because I'm gonna change the design, because that didn't really work with an entrance pathway. There was no room for it. So I think I'm gonna change the design around a little bit. These are just trying to figure stuff out. I don't know if I really like the way this is angled and everything, but I did create a couple of blueprints that I think I'm going to use for the exterior, at least on most of the walls. This is as tall as I could get it in the blueprint designer, and there's a lot going on here, and it tiles pretty well, I think. Right now I just have one with this base ramp and one without it, and then I still need to make one that has the ramp at the top and everything going up. So we got a half foundation, which is not inset at all. This pillar is like halfway inset into it, and then we have another big concrete pillar on this outermost foundation that's halfway inset into the concrete wall, and then I put a metal pillar halfway in between the two. Actually, I think it's halfway in between the two big concrete pillars there, and then I just used a beam in every like corner except for the one next to the wall here. Metal beams on here in the middle, and then a painted chrome finish painted regular beam on the exterior there, and then a carbon steel finish painted beam there, and chrome, or this might be unpainted, in the center there. And I think this looks pretty cool, and it tiles really well, and it tiles vertically pretty well visually. Unfortunately, it clips weird and it's like 1/, but this can be as tall as it needs to be, and I think it's gonna look pretty cool from the exterior. And definitely like on this wall and the back wall, I think this is exactly the design I need. Now I am kind of struggling on what to do on the front, because conveniently this blueprint perfectly fits width-wise between this exterior pillar, which I do think I want to have. I might destroy it and see what it looks like with the rock there, but I'm not totally sure. But anyway, this perfectly fits in here, and it does look pretty cool on the front. However, then I don't know what I'm going to do with the base of this and everything. So, that's definitely struggling there. I got to spend quite a bit of time figuring out what I want to do there, because also with this entrance being on an angle, it's a bit awkward. I tried throwing in like a gate and regular walls, but it didn't look quite right, and I don't know how to implement it into the blueprint design. So that's what I'm going to start doing next, is working on the interior and everything, mainly the front design for now, because the side designs I can just get done pretty easily. I mean, I already have the blueprint ready to go. I know what I'm doing. It's going to be pretty simple to do and everything. The front is definitely going to be the most difficult part, and then the other side with those windows on the far side over there that I got to deal with as well. So I'm going to get started working on this front bit and figuring out how to integrate it into this hallway and everything, and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, I kind of went a little crazy and ended up finishing almost all of the exterior. I just hit like a wave of inspiration and was able to get the majority of the exterior of the factory done and ready to go, as well as pretty much the entrance area is now all good to go here. I think maybe there could be something along this wall, although I think with how busy everything else is, especially this wall, I think it's fine if it's a little blank there. So I believe this is all ready to go now, pretty much. And then out front, we're pretty much good to go. I ended up using the blueprint and tiling it and everything. This curve connector thing is a little funky looking, but it's fine. I mean, if I wasn't, just trying to finish this up so I can get on to the next phase of the game, I would probably spend more time trying to fix it, but it's fine. Anyway, I continued the same blueprint design all the way around. I did the one with the base at the bottom. So this just kind of looks all the way around. I think it looks pretty cool, like this. The trains conveniently aligned so that the main foundation worked with it, and I didn't have to mess with anything, so that was nice. This just comes around here and does the same thing over here, which over here, this got a little bit messy. There's a couple of different angles, and I haven't actually finished this backside quite yet, because it ties into something that's happening on the other side. But, oh boy, the roof. It's a little bit busy when you're looking at it from that angle, but from up above, this is another blueprint. It's just some like grates and stuff in this area pretty much. It's just a simple blueprint that has the what is this, grip metal foundation inset into the roof and everything, with beams inset into the foundations going sideways and everything. I think it looks pretty cool. Over here, this is all flat because I don't know if I want to try and continue it until, like, as far as it can go comfortably, or if I want to just leave it as is because it aligns. And then, of course, we got the second layer, which the roof on the second layer isn't done yet, and these foundations are going to come down by, like, I think these two need to be removed, if I'm correct, or maybe I'll just leave them and just do the top one so I don't have to replace all the beams. Because we're like 3-4 foundations over this, but that's all fine, because I have to figure that out once I get this last side done, which is pretty much the last thing I have to do on the factory. Oh yeah, and this is all pretty much in now and everything. It goes down over there, goes around the side. I added in a catwalk, just out of foundations. It's currently not supported by anything, it's just kind of floating there. That'll be something I will add later. But the next thing that I need to do is figure out this side of the factory. Now, I already had the foundation framework laid out for these 4 windows here and everything, so that's good. I can work with that. We're good there. I can probably integrate these pillars into that same pillar design I was doing over there. Shouldn't be that difficult. And then figure out what the heck I'm going to do up here, because I don't even know. I don't know if I want to do another window or do something different. So, got to figure that out. And then, once we get that done, all I got to do is just design a blueprint for down here. At this end of the factory, I just need a staircase that, you know, kind of goes up, down, up, down, up, down, connecting everything over here up. And also, that has been happening a lot, which is not good. I don't know why it's happening, but it's happening. Over on this far side wall of the factory, it was like going crazy for a while, and I'm surprised it didn't do it at all as I was flying around. Over here on this side, it's not doing it as much as it was before. Oh yeah, there, right there. You can see it over on the left. Ah, and there we go. That's like really bad. And I have no idea why it's doing it, but it's doing it, which is unfortunate. Anyway, we just got to finish up this side. I have to decide what I'm waiting on here is deciding if I want to add the foundation that goes out or not. Or if I just want to leave this whole wall flat. And I have to wait to do that until I do this, because it actually does line up height-wise with this here, so it could look cool. But I gotta figure it out. So that's what I'm gonna get started working on now. And hopefully, next time we check in, the factory will just be done. We can take a tour of it, and then we can unlock the next phase of the space elevator. Okay, well, it is done. And I also got sick yet again. I don't know what's going on. I've been getting sick like crazy these past few months. I'm still getting better from this latest one, and my voice still isn't too great. But I finished it, finally. So, we're going to walk through this thing and everything, and finally be done with this project, and I can move on. Because it's been like a month, maybe even 2 now, since I started this project, and I'm ready to move on. I mean, as we go through this, there's quite a few things that I probably could have spent more time on and made look a little nicer. But at this point, it's been so long since I started this. I'm ready to be done. I want to get on to the next phase and everything. Obviously, we already saw the entrance and everything, and down here into here with the storage room and all of that fun stuff. And we've pretty much seen the rest of the thing already in the last video. It's pretty much just the same thing all the way through here. Well, this isn't a very good example, but if I come down here, I added a little catwalk connector so we can go up and down between the upper and lower levels through here. And you can see all the machines and everything. And yeah, this is pretty much all just the same thing repeated all the way down. We already know what this looks like and everything. And then we got the farther hallway out here. Of course, another row of the same, and another row of the same, another row of the same. This one's a little shorter because it transitions into some manufacturers. And right here, I realized as I thought I was done with the build, and I went to go look around on the inside, make sure I didn't miss anything. I forgot to place this back too. I forgot to actually add the staircase to go up to the next floor. I was gonna add it down there on that end, which we'll get to in a second, and I realized I forgot, and there's no room for it down there. So I just kind of had to squeeze it in here, and we kind of got this awkward little hallway going up. Whatever at this point, honestly. I'm ready to move on. It works, and I'm probably never gonna walk back in here, you know, really ever again, to be honest. I mean, maybe every now and then, but like, if, you know, I'm not really gonna be coming back in here enough to warrant trying to work some other design in. So, same thing up on the second floor, obviously, and all that stuff. We got more of the manufacturers and everything through here, looking good. This staircase thing actually kind of ended up in a decent spot because it's where this switches to the manufacturer, and it's also right where this new hallway starts. So it works. It's in a close enough spot to a spot with kind of a lot of junctions and stuff going on. Now, if I come over to this end, there's a lot of blank space over here, but honestly, it's good enough. I do need to add in lights down the rest there. I'll do that in a second. I left this all very, very open. We just have the conveyor belts here. Nothing else. What else am I going to put here? Honestly, there's nothing else to put here. Really thinking about it. Now, this kind of opens up. I went ahead and did the windows. I did like a trim around them with two 1 meter walls, and then nudged all these into place and added some angled ramps and everything. So we got these nice 4 windows for each of these 4 passageways here. Man, my voice is really not happy with me talking. Yippee. We're gonna speed this up a little bit. Anyway, why don't we head outside, because we've already seen everything the inside has to offer. In the spirit of kind of just moving on and being ready to move on, I decided to just kind of copy this and top it off with the windows here. I didn't include that other foundation scaffolding I made. I could have made it work, but like I said, I'm ready to move on from this project. I've kind of had enough of this. I want to move on to more stuff and get closer to the new stuff. So obviously this just goes around the back. Everything's all the same there. Same blueprint and everything. And we got the roof. Same thing on the roof here as I already did with the grates and stuff. And yeah, it's complete. So it's all ready to go, and we can head over to the space elevator and let's unlock the next phase of stuff. But really quick, before we do the next phase of the space elevator, I did something a little bit illegal. We have a handful of these items now sitting in these storage containers. Now, there is a fun thing that factory carts can do that I found out about. If you place one down and then put an item, any item, doesn't matter the item. I'll throw in some solid biofuel in here, right? There's 44 in there. If we just go and hold down tap F, to delete it, now there is 88. There is double. If I destroy it, you do in fact get 88. You can just double items by placing them in a factory cart and deleting them. So if you grab a handful of factory carts, you can double quite a lot of items. Now, am I ever going to use any of these items? No. 99.999% sure I'm not. But I figured I'd do it, and I have them here just in case for some weird reason we need them, and I figured I'd do it before the bug probably gets patched out in 1.1. So we have them. I'm never going to use them. They're probably just going to sit there, but I figured might as well have them just in case for some weird reason I need them. I still have the normal amount of stuff that I previously had in there. So we're all good there. Now, all the stuff we need for the next phase has already been made. It was all crafting up over there, and I destroyed it all. So we are all good there. So I am going to throw all of the stuff in my inventory into a storage container real quick. We'll take all of this and all of this, and let's do it. Phase 3. Actually, hold up. Let me turn back on the thingy. Complete phase 3. We can complete phase 3 now. There's a setting. In settings, you can turn off the show game phase, so that's nice. I turned it off because I saw people playing with it off, and I was like, oh, actually that kind of looks nice. Little less clutter on the screen and everything, so that's nice. Anyway, turn it back on real quick. Let's go ahead and put everything in here, and I know there's another presentation, so let's watch another presentation.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 3 project part shipment is finally ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 3 will be completed and the main body will be constructed. You should know how this works by now. You'll get access to Tiers 7 and 8 in the hub. In fact, perhaps you should just go look at the technologies there yourself. It's all laid out so that even a monkey could understand it, so you should have no issues. Speaking of which, I don't
Thanks.
think you need a reminder about project parts. Instead, I will be providing some interesting facts. Did you know the average pioneer succeeds at saving the day? Did you know the average pioneer knows how to optimize pipe throughput? Did you know the average pioneer stays late at work because they care about humanity? Anyway, I thought you might want to know more about your peers. Good luck in Phase 4.
All right, here we go. Let's do phase 3. Oop, it disappeared for a second. That was weird. All right.
Phase 3 of Project Assembly completed. Fixit's predictions indicate pioneers should generally reach this point faster with above average results, but we should all adjust our expectations according to the situation.
Oh, yeah.
It is understandable. The pressure and complexity will only increase from here, so be sure to take on Phase 4 with efficiency and competence.
Yep. Here we go. Let's look at tier 7 and 8. It's been a minute. Can I just automatically unlock the hover pack, please? Yes, I can. Let's go. Mark 5 conveyors. I could automatically unlock that too. Hazmat suit. Yep, batteries. Blenders though. We're gonna need those. Obviously, aluminum. That'll be the first project. Tier 6. What? Why is tier 6 yelling at me? There's nothing in tier 6. Hello? Why is that saying it's not okay? That's weird. Alright, drone. Shouldn't there be something else in drones? That two things? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I thought there would have been some other item or something. Nuclear power, obviously. Advanced aluminum. Yippee. Minor Mark 3s. Particle enrichment. All that fun stuff. First things first. We're just gonna unlock the hover pack straight away because I have some aluminum stuff saved from all the drop pods and everything that I went around and gathered. There we go, and let's go ahead and craft it as well.
Milestone reached. The hover pack draws energy from nearby power connections, and so can only be used in their vicinity. It provides an excellent vantage point of your work, which you clearly need. Otherwise, you would have optimized that obvious problem by now.
There's no obvious problems here. No problems at all. Okay, hover pack. All right, it has been a minute since I've gotten to use this thing, and it feels slower. Going up. Oh, there we go. Now it's fast. That was weird. I don't remember that being that slow when you were moving. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've actually really used this thing. Can I, if I do one, it does switch, right? Yes, it does. That's a fun thing you can do as well. If you hit 1 on the keyboard, it'll switch the first slot. If I have like multiple items and stuff. If I do this, if I hit 3, there goes the rifle. If I hit 2, there goes the object scanner on the keyboard. So that's fun. Easy way to switch back and forth. Although I'm pretty sure the hover pack, in terms of like if you fall without power, I'm pretty sure you hit space and it'll still kind of slow your fall and everything, which is interesting. I don't know if it actually still does that, but I feel like I remember it doing that in the past. Okay, we're actually going to go ahead and rescan some of these guys and unlock some of these, no rewards. All right, because I have to actually unlock them in the hub first. I forgot about that part. Well, in that case, then, I think that is gonna have to be the end of this video. We'll start working for real on all that tier 8 stuff and everything next time. And doing all the alternate recipe stuff, unlocking as much as I can for right now, and scanning more hard drives, because now I have all of them that I need and everything. And next time, I don't even know what we're gonna do. It's probably gonna be aluminum or some basic aluminum and go straight into turbo fuel if I can, although I think blenders require the radio control units or something. I don't know, it's been a minute. It's been a very long minute since I've gotten to do anything with those. So, next time we'll start work on tier 8. Now, in terms of this build, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be doing another build based off of entirely out of blueprints anytime soon. It was kind of fun at the start, but it's not really my style, to be honest. And I want to do something different than I haven't really done before for the next build as well, and just kind of keep trying out different ways of building and playing the game and stuff, and see what I find the most fun. Because I have a lot of fun doing this, but it is kind of all the same. So we'll switch things up as much as possible and everything. I have been working on making this video for far too long. I had to take quite a long break in between while working on it, just because I got super busy and didn't have any time to play the game. So I'm a little bit out of it, but unfortunately I think it's gonna be quite a while before any new videos come out as well, because I know I'm gonna be getting really busy pretty much up until June. I'm not gonna have very much time to do much of anything. But after that, I think we'll be all in the clear. So videos will probably be a little bit slower until then, but afterwards we'll be all good, and they'll still be coming out slowly here and there and everything. But that is gonna be all for today. We finally just got this factory done with. I'm so glad I'm done with it. I'm ready to move on, ready to get to tier 8. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all that fun YouTube stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.